interesting. The thought just came to me, that clients, they may verbally express risk as a number, but emotionally, how much are they in sync? What I'm trying to tell you is that you do a risk assessment, and he say, "No, I'm okay to see a 10% drawdown, etc., etc. I want this kind of things." That may be at a very intellectual level, but when that number really happens, how much of the client is really prepared? So the intellectual and emotional, how do you manage this?
So
Because
in,
there can be a lot of conflict, and there can be a mismatch.
yeah, so in fact, 2008, I recall, I was dealing with a client who I knew from a long period of time. In 2007, he was at somewhere around 70% equity,
Right,
and he was saying, "Why not 90%?"
right,
And we had to literally hold him back. Now, this client in 2008, after we had reduced his equity to 60,
hmm.
and of course it fell. So he says, "Lovaii, you know me. How can you do this to me?" And I'm saying, "Oh, this is a new you." Because I thought I knew you from long before,
Yeah,
but your behavior totally changed. So the risk profiling questionnaires that we use now, and I
right,
didn't believe, frankly, in risk
right,
profiling before this,
right,
but now that we use them and we have data now which compares people across in bands,
right,
gives me something to work with.
right.
And I think also the other thing I find is that, and I don't know what you find, but I find clients don't like static portfolios. They want something done. No, if you're not doing something, you're not
Need
paying
for activity.
attention to my portfolio. You're not even looking. Now it's fallen. See, you said buy and
Yeah,
hold. Then
yeah,
why do
yeah.
I need you? So I think that once I play in that band, it allows me to do that 2%, 3%, 5% of movement.
Right.
With then clients feel that yes, you've done something.
You're watching it.
You're watching it. But more important than that, I mean, that's the fudging part of it. But if the client is within a band and our call is that you reduce risk at this time or
Right,
increase
right.
risk, it allows me to do that.
Sure,
Right?
sure, sure. I think
So,
that's very interesting. Like, when I was in broking, we used to have this funny situation, especially when markets are at blowout phases. So a client would never, so assuming he's bought a stock at 100, it's gone to 200, and you make him sell, right? And the stock goes to 210. That 10 rupees is going to give you so much grief, is unbelievable. But if that same stock from 200 came to 190, he never said anything. So it's very funny. A cash loss is okay, but an opportunity loss is your problem. So that is why very often I remember we could never tell our clients to sell, because if you made a client sell, and assuming who knows the top in a blowout bull market, that guy would like
yeah.
kill you for it. So that's why after a few corrections, you just stop telling sell calls and you said, "Boss, you write the journey." And somehow it's shocking, but how clients are just okay with that.
Yeah, so we have this situation where clients keep asking us, "Oh, you're charging a fee.
Right,
What's the value?"
right,
So if I was doing something on my own and I got X% return with your fee, I should get X plus
right,
little more. But my sort of submission is that that's not the only thing.
right,
There very often there is something that the client comes to us with saying, "Here's an investment call,"
right.
and our call is, "No, don't do this." We are not tracking thereafter how badly that did and how much we saved for him.
Right,
And I
right,
wonder what sort of track record there is of data somewhere if I can store and
right.
show him that, yeah, here's my value for the fee.
Yeah, absolutely. Even I sometimes wonder that the point you raised, that, hey, do I compare myself with the benchmark, or do I really compare myself with returns? Absolute returns to the client, what he's set out in his plan, etc. And I think find trying comparing yourself to the benchmark, trying to be number one is shooting yourself in the foot. It really, it's like trying to catch your own tail. I strongly feel, though I don't know how much we can communicate it to clients or make them believe in, but once you set your priorities, your returns, risk, age, all those things, then I think you should be really benchmarked against that.
Yeah, so practically what we tell clients is that they will point out to a report which says this fund was the best
Yeah,
performing in the last
absolutely.
year, right?
The ranking one, two,
Ranking.
three. Yeah,
So
yeah.
I said, okay, great, you want to put into it because it's number one now, but it's
Right.
number one because of its past track record.
Absolutely.
Let's go back 1 year and see where that fund was.
Right.
And if that rank was not one, but it
Right.
was 25,
Right.
you wouldn't have chosen it in any place, any case,
Yeah.
right? So what's the guarantee that your choice now is going to work? But people don't get this. So